What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is August 29th of 2017. So as you all know, if you watch my channel, you probably realize by now that I try to keep up to date on all the latest news in cryptocurrencies, especially in the ICO market. And there's been one that's really grabbed my attention recently after getting the link sent to me from my moderator, Speaker F. He does a lot of great research, finds a lot of great cryptocurrencies and technologies that are being developed in the space. And ironically, in the talk of space, we're talking about Blackmoon crypto today. Now, Blackmoon crypto has kind of been sent to me from a few people by now, and a lot of people are curious as to what it entails and what its objectives are. And to me, it's an ICO that really excites me. As someone who has about 6 to 7 years of traditional experience trading in equities markets, meaning stocks, I have experience trading in real-world companies and assets, and that goes along with commodities as well. However, Blackmoon Crypto is trying to bridge something that no other crypto trading platform has really done, at least to the degree that Blackmoon Crypto is trying to do it in. And that is bridge the traditional investment market into conglomerating with the crypto industry. So being able to have a platform that you can invest both into stocks, commodities, fiat currencies, do forex trading, and then also invest in crypto all on one platform. Very powerful sounding from someone who's done 6 to 7 years of trading. There really has been nothing that's tried to achieve this. And as I look more and more into Blackmoon Crypto, I've become a lot more confident in what they're doing. This isn't something that was just created last week. This is a project that's been going on since 2014. But has really just started to kind of gain a little bit of traction over the past month or so. So I want to dive in, really give it a fair analysis, and talk about what I think on Blackmoon Crypto. I'm very optimistic on its long-term ambitions, and it seems like it's taking it at a slow pace and making sure that it does it right. And I'm going to get into why I think it's really doing that as we go through the analysis. So we're going to be basically looking through the website and the white paper, but without further ado, let's jump into Blackmoon Crypto. So as I stated before, you can see right on the website, they've got a really beautiful website here. You can see right away they say that the bridge between the crypto universe and traditional investment markets, a seamless way to tokenize real-world investment funds. So it's going to be a way you can tokenize, things like, for example, real estate, stocks, ownership in a company, and much different, a wide variety of investment funds. You literally could list on and on and on about things. It could be commodities, whatever it may be, things that, for example, the materials that might make up my phone, gold, for example, I can tokenize that. A certain ownership. If I have an equity fund that has, a certain amount of gold, and I want to, distribute ownership of it, or I'm a company, I can tokenize that. I can sell that out on the Blackmoon crypto market. So it's really interesting to see that they're trying to bridge this world of fiat, companies, other physical assets, and bring it onto a crypto platform that's powered by the blockchain. I think it's very powerful, and I think that if you get interested in this concept, or if you want to get a good understanding of it right away, watch the videos they have. Folks, I always talk about solid marketing, even on the fundamental side. The fundamental side is what really matters if you're going to invest in something. But I'm telling you, if you're concerned about adoption, the videos they created are some of the best I've ever seen in the cryptocurrency space. A lot of videos are very gimmicky, very kind of like, I don't really get interested in it. If you watch this video, you will get motivated. I'm telling you, this is a really interesting way to market the Blackmoon platform. The videos are so quality that it's like you've got to watch it like a second time at least to really take it all in. And they've also got another one where I don't know if this was in an actual presentation or not, but it looks like they were at a presentation talking about the technology and kind of what the ambitions are and how they've been working on it over the past few years. So as I've said, they've had a pretty long-term vision. They've been working on this since 2014, and they're making sure to take the proper steps to meet such an ambitious goal. So they want to bring blockchain technology. They want to make it flexible so you can invest in a multitude of investment vehicles rather than just other cryptocurrencies, which is what things like BitShares. Well, BitShares actually allows you to do other things as well, but it's really bringing the platform a full flexibility and allowing people to invest in it with pure confidence, not to mention bring real liquidity and real cash into the market to really get things tradable. So for example, we'll go through some of the list here. They've got some great little slides here. You get the best of both worlds. You can diversify into multiple different income vehicles And you have complete flexibility with trading, investing, whatever it may be. So you really get to invest in a multitude of investment vehicles and tokenize things that originally weren't available on exchanges. You have sustainability here. The big thing I want to tell you all is, as I've said, they've been working on this for the past few years. This isn't something that they're just like, oh yeah, we're thinking of doing this. This is a cool concept, and we just created about a month ago when, you know, ICOs are popping up out of nowhere. No, like I said, this has been around in the works since 2014. And they've been working with legal advisors and actually complying with federal policies in every single country or nation or area of the world that they're trying to expand to. So, for example, the one thing that would scare a lot of people right now, but I honestly think is something I'm completely fine and, you know, willing to be patient on, is that they're not available in European and U.S. markets. Now, I know that might scare a lot of you and might say, well, that cuts out a lot of the money that's going to come into it. In 2018, you know, we've got to be patient here. 2018, they're actually going to apply in European markets and in the U.S. as well. So if they are able to achieve this after their ICO, that is going to be a massive cornerstone for the tokens. And I think that that's good how they're taking it step by step, and they're trying to tackle different markets each at every respected time. So I think that it's good that they're following with legal compliances. We know that this isn't some joke then. We know that they're actually going out there to build that long-term sustainability so people build trust in the platform. It's very important. So we can see here standardization as well. Now is the right time to introduce the industry standard for setting up tokenized investment funds that can attract investments from private individuals and institutional investors of any kind. So this is really bringing a sense of standardization and bringing it to the forefront so you can tokenize things on the blockchain that attracts people of all different walks of life to invest in a range of vehicles. Now, I'll show you all some of the standardized funds that they've created that really attract you to not only diversify, but see very high returns and so far for what they've built. We can see here there's transparency, so you can know exactly what you're holding and build confidence for the investors that are putting their money into these different investment vehicles. So very, very nice that they're keeping all these major cornerstones and investment right at the get-go from the platform. And they're making it so, you know, you can have a good experience and really have long-term sustainable growth, because that's what's going to bring institutional money into this. Scalability as well. On the blockchain, actually they've built the structure in the sense of legal and then also, you know, the rights of any investor through both their token and also the investment and tokenized investments on the platform. Once they've established that, scalability on the blockchain is practically endless. It's just a matter of having that framework, which they've been set on building from the get-go, and they're going to have from the get-go when the platform launches. Liquidity and users, another good point. So if we go through this, people in the fiat world, this is the really big cornerstone here, will be easily able to actually build tokenized investment funds for existing customers and bring the benefits of the blockchain. I think a lot of people undermine the benefits of how the blockchain can really come into the investment world. They've been talking about how finance is going to be revolutionized by cryptocurrency. And that's going to be a reduction of fees, a reduction of centralization. It's going to allow people to set their own rules and their own kind of platform for users to get involved, and it's not going to be, you know, so centralized anymore, and it's not going to be the big players who are going to be, you know, the only ones to really profit here. It's going to be a platform where it's much more open for people to participate in. So I think there's a real beauty to this, and I think that Blackmoon will really capitalize off that. So they're doing their crowdfunding. 30% of the proceeds, just to let you know how the tokens are being distributed, it's going to be 50% to the public. 30% is going to go towards a company fund, if I remember correctly, and then 20% is going to the team and developers behind the project. So I'm assuming the company fund is to expand, to build on the company's framework, and to help continue expanding and paying for legal costs. Legal costs are not easy. Running a platform like this, an exchange, with something so ambitious is not going to be cheap. So I hope that they do successful, and I hope that that 30% that they're collecting will be able to really help fund the project. So yeah, as I said, company reserves. And if you want to learn more about it, you can definitely read through the white paper, which we're going to look at a little bit. So basically, you're going to be able to open up funds on the platform that allow you to invest in a wide range of investment vehicles. I'll show you some right here. They've got also an estimate of each year as to what they're planning on in the sense of USD valuation being on the Blackmoon crypto platform. I will tell you all right now, if they literally deliver on what they're objectively trying to do, oh, they're going to be much higher than 2 billion by 2022. The reason I'm saying that is because they've already have a nice list of funds here that will be available. So you can invest in a wide range of fiat currencies, ICOs, cryptocurrency, crypto assets that come from different risk profiles, and venture capital as well on the blockchain. So like I said, a wide range of different focus points and diversifying into those. I'm telling you, the thing that's going to attract money is not just bringing on these very specific niche assets. It's huge diversified asset vehicles that come from a wide range of currency, of physical assets, companies, venture capital, and most importantly, cryptocurrency. And it is going to attract very big money into it because there is consistent returns with it, as we'll talk. But I love about this last one, your fund. You can open up your own fund on the Blackmoon crypto platform, and I can't wait to see what comes onto it. What if companies just started as a whole coming onto this platform? Big conglomerates started coming on saying, we want to bring the benefits to our investors. And, they work through the process and are able to bring it over to the blockchain. I think it would be interesting just seeing new startups rather than going to the NASDAQ or, the Shanghai Composite. They come on to the platform for Blackmoon. I mean, it's ambitious. It's long term. You really have to look at this if you're optimistic about it in a 5 to 10 year time span. You can't look at it as like, well, I could trade on it right now. That's exactly what we missed out on Bitcoin. A lot of us said we can't use Bitcoin, to go shop at stores and everything. You have to look at it in the long term potential. And that's with all ICOs. Now, of course, we have to be extremely skeptical. This is a very, very early on project and its long term ambitions, even though it's been here since 2014. However, there is a strong team of leadership here that really get it. So you can go through here. A lot of them have worked at venture capital funds, who've worked at large major corporations throughout their life, whether it be through a variety of fintech markets. You can see here they've worked on social networks as well. I can't pronounce the names. I probably should stay out of pronouncing the names. I apologize. We can tell there's definitely a Russian background here, which is where the team is based out of. However, you can see that this isn't some kind of ICO scam, folks. These are real people coming in and they have business, leading industry experience. And I think that if you really want to learn more about them, you can read through them. You can see that there's people who are advising the program. We have someone from the Waves platform. And just honestly, just very positive experience behind them. Not to mention they've got Deloitte as a partner as well, and a lot of other capital platforms in the Waves platform as well. So this is serious, folks. This isn't some laughing matter. They've got a serious roadmap where they've been able to raise massive amounts of capital funding for their project. They've been able to develop the platform. You can see here that later on in 2018, they're going to be reaching out for a broker's license in the US as well as Europe. Let me see if I can, as in the EU as well. That's going to be in March. So the big year for Blackmoon Crypto after they raise they distribute the funds for the crypto platform tokens. Once they do that, it's really going to be game time. They're going to be launching the platform relatively soon, and they're going to be also trying to apply for trading rights in the US and EU. And once that happens, if this ICO successfully delivers on that, that is going to be massive, folks. This is not going to be a laughing matter. It is only going to be a few more months until they apply for that. Now, of course, it will take time, and it might take into 2019 for it to happen. But again, with these ambitious projects, you have to look at it in the philosophical sense. If they can deliver on this, think about how big it would be. Think about how much money is going to flow in it. And then how valued the tokens are going to be. Now, I know that's a good question you should ask right off the bat. We've been talking about this great tech and everything, but as always, real quick, I want to say they've got a lot of media publications if you scroll down, so they've gotten some good coverage here. A lot of you might be asking, what's the value of the token? The BMC token, the Blackmoon crypto token, is going to give you participation and authority within the Blackmoon crypto trading platform. If you want to be a trading or financial advisor from the traditional equities market or the crypto market, whatever it may be that you traditionally are in, to really be labeled as that and to invest other people's funds and build your own funds, you have to have BMC tokens. To get these certain levels and rankings within the trading and investment community, you need to have BMC tokens. So that's what's going to give it its value. For people who are very big financial dogs coming into the industry and wanting to put large sums of capital or manage other people's funds, you're going to need BMC tokens. And there's different levels that are set for that. You have to look a little more deep into it to really get those numbers, and I don't really have the time to cover it. However, that's what's really going to give it solidified value if you're wanting to go at it in a fundamental sense. And I think that's good. I think that's something that can really bring about value to the platform. If people want to participate in it and there's money and gains coming into this platform and the flexibility to own your own and manage your own funds, I think that that is quite a selling point. So again, you got to look at the long term of this, and I think that it's interesting to see that they've had that good value proposition for it. And there's a lot of great questions answered here in the FAQ here, and you can scroll down, look through them. They answer a lot of the kind of critical questions you might have seen as it's an early on project. But I want to go here to the white paper. If you're really wanting to get a picture of how this stands out compared to a lot of the other exchange-based platforms in cryptocurrency, I think this is a perfect way to get a picture of it. So this isn't just simply venture capital. It's not traded funds, pegged cryptocurrencies. This is access to fund providers. So this is going to be a wide branch of diversified assets and market movers that allow people to really benefit from the long run in cryptocurrencies, fiat currencies, commodities, physical real-world assets, whatever it may be. And I think that's fantastic. I think that this really could be a big platform. Not to mention they've got the branding, the market, and hopefully in the future the adoption to really make it happen. So I know that I will use this platform if it comes to the US. I don't care if it takes till 2019. I will use it. I can't wait to try and see what it's going to look like physically. But, you know, we do have to be honest here. You know, this is a very early on project. But what they're aiming to do is really beat out the other exchanges. Access to fiat funds, access to crypto funds, fund diversity, diversifying in a multitude of assets, distribution of fund management income to the token holders. So distribution of income towards those who hold partial stake in a certain company or asset, whatever it may be. Focus on compliance. Compliance is key. This needs to be taken seriously. If they're not following legal compliance, I'm not invested in the ICO, even if I had the opportunity to. Sadly, I can't participate. I'm not in a country where I can. But for those of you who can participate, look for ICOs that are focusing on compliance. Compliance with the government. Whether you agree with whether or not the government needs to be involved in it, it is good to follow legal, financial regulations. A lot of the times, the SEC in the United States and other countries, they're just setting very standard regulatory, settings for things to run smoothly and be taken seriously. And I like how they're doing that. And also there's reserves for token buyouts as well. So that's really nice as well. So Blackmoon Crypto is trying to do something very ambitious. It's not something that I can completely get behind because we're so early on. Not to mention I can't participate in the ICO, which is upsetting, sadly. But for those of you who can, and for those of you who are looking at the long-term prospect and want to learn about this early on before it might come to a country like you, or the country that you're living in, I think that it's a time of, or it's an opportunity of a lifetime. I think that Blackmoon Crypto is trying to do something very ambitious here. The question is, can they get into the countries where the capital is flowing? Right now, it seems like they're getting into Russia, into China, into a lot of other countries that crypto is really where the money's at right now. I think that with Blackmoon Crypto, if it can really expand to a global international exchange, this is going to be massive. And that $2 billion target in 2022, it's going to come a lot faster, and it's going to be a lot more than we might think. But it's an ambitious ICO. We've got to remain skeptical, and it's going to take some time to really pay off. So patience is key. Patience is key with this one. If you all have an opinion on Blackmoon Crypto, I'd love to hear it down in the comments below. I'd like to get a discussion going talking about whether or not you think it's going to be the leading exchange. It is a very ambitious project. If any of you are participating in Blackmoon Crypto, if you live in a country where you can participate, or if you have future plans to participate in Blackmoon, I'd love to hear about it in the comments down below and get a discussion going. But until then, everyone, I will see you all in the next video. Stay tuned.